Hey baby, this is Real. Welcome to the back of the classroom. Go ahead, do me a favor and hit that like button and get your attendance taken. Today, we're talking about chapter 5 of 48 Laws of Power. So today it's about reputation, right? Chapter says to protect it at all costs. Your reputation means more to you than you think. Before reading this book, I definitely had an issue with that. My attitude was, I don't care what anyone thinks about me. I'm going to do what I want to do. And that's what it is. Let my work ethic speak for itself. Without realizing my work ethic speaking for itself is my reputation. And what I didn't care for was the narrative that didn't have any bearings on the work. So if my work performance has nothing to do with the way that I look, don't talk to me about what color my pants and socks are. Focus more on my work. I get graded on my work. My evaluation is based on my work. Everything about my paycheck is based upon me punching in and doing the job and punching out on time. Everything is about work. If something, I don't work for a fashion company. Otherwise, then I guess my work would be fashion, in which case we could talk about what I'm wearing all day. But I'm not a fashion guru. I don't work for a fashion company. So there is no reason for me to indulge in conversations with management or any other leading authority when it comes to my appearance. I didn't care. I was always clean cut, never looked crazy. So if I'm wearing black, red, blue, orange, or green pants, let's not make that a conversation piece, because I'm here to work and I'm working. I'm doing what I got to do. Is there a question about my work ethic that offends you or bothers you? 9 times out of 10, the answer is always no. There was even a time I was told, oh, you're hanging out with your friend over there in the truck. I'm like, okay, do I get the job done? Yeah. Is my work always on time? Yeah. Am I ever late for anything? Like, no. So what's the problem? I don't understand what's the conversation about. I do the job and I make sure it's on point. Well, they want to hang out with my boy in the truck. I don't get it. And then it got the wheels turning. They was like, you know what? Forget about it. Don't worry about it. So my issue has always been the narrative that has nothing to do with what we're supposed to be talking about. If I'm in class and I'm taking a test and I'm wearing a Yankees jersey and taking a test, and the teacher might be a Mets fan. The teacher woke up on me and, oh, da 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 da. No, the Yankees lost last night, right? You do know I'm here to learn, right? Like, we could socialize at lunch. Why are we talking to me about the Yankees losing when the Mets lost 3 straight games? I mean, I'm sorry, wait. We're still talking about work, right? Like, what are we doing? And then the narrative has always been, let's talk about what's important. The socializing part, let's let that be something we don't do while we're supposed to be focused on the work, right? Those were the things I've had issues with. So reputation, as far as the reputation they're trying to tarnish or speak about, has nothing to do with the building or structure or atmosphere in which I'm in. Has nothing to do with it. So my attitude is, I want to talk about it. We're only going to talk about what matters in the area in which we're in. If where I'm at, what it is you're talking about don't matter, I ain't talking about it. I don't want to talk about it because you're wasting my time. Imagine having a conversation with somebody about apples and they start talking about bananas. What are we talking about? I know what I'm doing and I understand my work speaks for itself. That's going to be my reputation. But I won't have a reputation of being or having a conversation about things that's absolutely useless. Let's not do that. Right? It doesn't make sense. Let's not indulge in conversations that's futile. Right? It has no bearings on anything. It doesn't take us anywhere. It's just a conversation to put me in a light that someone else might not like me, or might not want me in that limelight, right? And I say that, I gave you those examples to say this, right? First, let's understand what a reputation is. A reputation is defined as the beliefs or opinions that are generally held about someone or something. So you not liking the Yankees, that's fine. I'm a Yankees fan. Congratulations. For everybody who feels a way about them, I'm sorry you feel that way. I have a right to like what I like. You have a right to like what you like. Those who are in agreement to liking the Yankees, cool, we can have a conversation. Those who don't, we can have a conversation still. It's just gonna be a different conversation than you're gonna talk about your team, I'm talk about my team, we'll talk about the pros and cons, and at the end of the day, cool. You're not changing my mind about me liking my team. And for me to not like my team, they personally would have to do something I don't agree with or like, and I would feel like that franchise is failing me, in which case I might not support them. But I'm still want a Yankees fitted. I'm still like the Yankees jersey. I just might not like the players on the team. But, that's my prerogative. And to draw more light to other people's reputation, whether you know it or not, most activities require a thought process, right? And that thought process turns into actions. The repetitive action and results of the things that you do become your reputation. Are you the type to do the bare minimum? Can't nobody ask you to do anything more than exactly what's described in your job function. That will be your reputation once you do that so often and you speak toward it, and that's exactly what you do. That's your reputation, right? And what happens with that reputation? When something comes along and it requires a little bit more work than what's in the job description, they're not going to ask you. You won't be considered because you only want to do what's the bare minimum. You're doing only what's required. And that doesn't show a person to have any, how would they want to say it, endeavors to grow within a company, or you just came to get your paycheck and leave. Sometimes people do less than what's in the job description and still want the full pay and didn't fulfill the full requirements of their job description. But that also becomes their reputation when that's something that they've done over a course of time. So what are your habits? What are the things that you do? What are the things people know about you publicly? In turn is what becomes your reputation. And people, it can be left to interpretation now, because without your narration, let's say you're not there for it, people can say anything about what you did and give it its own definition. So you should be careful about what it is you do, what it is you say, and the length of time you've been doing those things, because that becomes what most people would consider who you are, right? Now keep this in mind. The people who attack your reputation are either going to be competitors or people who are jealous and envy. Now you got to expect it from competitors, right? They want your business. If I make a great burger and I open up a burger shop, or take food trucks now, right? Let's say I make a food truck and I can go anywhere, and down the block to my right is a Burger King, and down the block to my left there's a McDonald's. I'm a food truck. I'm not a big corporation. I don't have those things. But when they start to realize I'm taking away their business, they might have something to say about it. I would be a competitor. I would have to expect that. Anywhere I go, that a mom and pop's burger joint might have something to say about it. They might call the food inspectors on me to come inspect my truck. I would have to expect that. The competitors would like for me not to be in business because I'm taking away revenue from them. It's part of the game. So, in order to compete competitively, as in we're neck and neck as far as being able to draw in a crowd, profits, enough clientele, I have to stay on point, and I have to make sure, in order for me to get somebody who's a fan of the left or the right, Burger King and McDonald's, in order for me to take their business, I have to outperform because I want to take something from someone else and show a little bit more allure. So I might see, we've all heard Burger King ran out of burgers. Up, pulling up, ping, 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 food truck. We don't run out of burgers. In fact, I can go to the store, send somebody to the store, buy more burgers, and I'll never run out. Burger King won't do that. Burger King has to get their burgers from somewhere specifically. So until they get their next shipment, they're all out. Me, I'll constantly provide no matter what. And then I can get business that way. Same thing with any other establishment. You have to be able to outperform. And it is easier to take shots at another company's failures. Take a hit at their reputation. Nothing too drastic, but just like, oh, unfortunately, they don't have what you want, but I got it. Now we're competing, and I got it. And I got something, right? Now, Burger King or McDonald's might be like, oh, he ain't got no toys for the kids. All right, you got me. I might not have any toys. Sorry. Burger King get you little crown hats, and they can hold things, and you can have some place to sit down. I don't have that. All right, they got me. You got to take your food and keep going. I don't have any seats for you. So, again, they can take shots, I can take shots, and it's a constant competitive rivalry, but there won't be any defamatory claims and remarks. We're not going to go below the belt. Because even if they called the health administration on me to check my truck out, hey, listen, that's fair. You're wanting to make sure I'm not getting people sick because we're supposed to be competing in an even marketplace. So obviously, hey, listen, I got to make sure you up to part, because if you're going to be selling food to people that I could be selling food to, your food need to be on point, right? So there's nothing wrong with that. I've seen a McDonald's, a Popeyes in close proximity on the same block, a Burger King and a Popeyes, and IHOP down a block from other food places. Like, these places will be in close proximity because, one, there's no monopoly, and two, it's okay to be competitive, and it's okay to not slander, but it's okay to, poke fun, point at someone's failure. Hey, look, they don't got this, but we do, and keep building up your revenue and getting customers, and just make sure you provide the best. But your reputation and the facts and what's going on, they got to be close, because if you far off and you're exposed, forget about it. Your reputation is ruined. You're a fraud. No one's going to trust in you. And based on the way the world works now, your reputation is based on your positive productive outcomes, because no one wants to go somewhere where the outcome is negative. No, it has to have good reviews, right? You look somewhere, you see anything less than 4 stars, you question it. Like, I don't know, it ain't got an average of 4 to 5 stars, means enough people didn't like it. We have an issue with that. So you want to have 5 stars across the board. You want to show excellent, superb service. Those stars, when you go to Amazon and any one of these companies, that's a review. Those reviews is what other people are saying. The more people who agree with what's being said becomes your reputation. Where you want to go with it? How do you feel these things work? Now, a competitor, right, will go, they pay people to put those reviews there. I don't know. I can't prove it. You can't prove it. But a competitor would say that just to cause doubt. And when there's doubt, there's some issues. So now you want verifiable reviews, right? So you tell somebody, oh, take a picture, do me a favor, send it in, post it on your page, do this, do that, because it looks like, one, you actually have it, you own it. Whether you report it or not, you still own it. You still sell things out your own mouth. You have a verifiable account where you're interacting with other people, doing your own thing. So you're definitely not a bot. You're an actual human out here, and you have the product, right? You can talk to people, you can ask people, your information is for other people to see. So it's not like you're hidden and you're off the grid and it's just a review and there's no way people can leave feedback, right? So you're very interactable with others. And that's some solidification in your reviews, which helps promote your reputation. Now, the best practices. When it comes to reputation, you have to have a certain level of discipline. That discipline requires you to have restraint and no proper timing. And I think all these things work hand in hand. There might be more, but from my understanding, my best practices is to understand these three. Discipline is more or less knowing what to do and how to do it in the right time. Restraint for me is knowing just because I can don't mean I should. Goes hand in hand with discipline. And then timing, knowing when to do something, because although you could, is it the best time to do it? Because I could just always do it, or I can hold back, or I can time it just right, right? Because the 3-point shot with 24 seconds on a shot clock, all right, that's cool. But when it's a buzzer beater, there's a little bit more pressure. There was a little bit more involved. The stakes were a little bit higher. We was neck and neck, 45 to 45 points, and I took a 3-point shot. Or let's say we was down by 2. In order not to tie it, I had to take the 3-point shot because we went into overtime twice. Me taking that shot is the reason why we won the game, and we didn't have to stretch it out because most of the guys were tired and beat down, and they was just going through it. And the team could have been like an awesome team to go against, and it was very competitive. That buzzer beater, that 3-point shot means something different than the one I took in the first quarter with 24 seconds on the shot clock. So your timing of things is imperative, and it means something. And the repetitive, the positive, productive results of those actions becomes your reputation. Yo, he comes through in a clutch. He makes it happen. Same 3-point shot, but your timing is what changes the value of it. And the more you time your actions to increase the value, and the more you repetitively produce that outcome, becomes your reputation. Something to think about, right? So, in a nutshell, you should be mindful of how you're perceived, right? Don't say you don't care, because you should care. Because if you want to be recommended for a job, a promotion, a lot of those things is based on what people think about you. If you're getting a review at your job or your school, a lot of those things is based on the way somebody else sees you. If your teacher is getting your report card, how you interact, like, you cannot be the best student, but if you show actual interest in what it is the teacher's telling you, you're showing actual interest in the work, you just don't get it, your teacher will recommend a tutor and will help you find a way to learning it and understanding the information that he's giving it to you so that you can pass the test, because you're showing genuine interest. Teachers like to help people who want to help themselves. They don't want to technically help the slacker because, like, you're slacking, you don't care. But when somebody actually cares and people see that, they gravitate toward that, because all too often we all see people who just don't care. They show up to class, they show up to everywhere, and they just don't care. They're going to be class clown, they're funny, everything's a joke, nothing's serious, we'll never get through a lesson, we don't figure things out, and we're stuck like, yo, we didn't learn anything today. But when you come to work, you go to school, and you try your absolute best, the teacher sees it. The teacher will understand, the teacher will work with you, the teacher will help you pass. The point of going to school is to learn and pass those tests so you can move to the next level. The more you're liked, the more people can see your energy, your consistency. That's what people will notice. That becomes your reputation. And when your reputation is positive and you care what people think about you, you tend to move in a way. Now, I'm not saying be a people pleaser. No. But be agreeable. Be understanding. Be one to listen. You got 2 ears and 1 mouth, right? So you listen twice as much as you talk. Hear the information that's coming. Ask questions when you don't know. Don't challenge a person's authority. Look for an understanding and clarity. A person is who they is. You can't change that just because you chose to say something. That's never going to work. But you can ask questions to better understand something so you can put yourself in the best position possible. So, since we live in society and we must depend on the opinion of others, there is nothing to be gained by neglecting your reputation. Keep that in your heart and mind. Thank you guys for listening to the Back of the Classroom. I'll be bringing to you guys all 40 chapters, breaking it down, giving you an understanding of it. Don't just read one chapter at a time and forget about the previous chapters. Read it. Incorporate it into who you are and what you do. Take a week per chapter and learn how to adapt and apply the things you're learning into who you are, right? So it's better to be yourself, improve who you are, improve your knowledge and application of all the things that you learn so you could be a better person overall. Check out Rel's Locker. I put the description in below. Please feel free, support the platform. Anything and everything you buy definitely supports me. It allows me to get more tools and do a little bit more so I can give you guys the best that I can offer. Thank you. Appreciate you. I'll talk to you guys later.